That's right. Well, I left the band in 2010 and took about a year off to be just with my family. And about that time, the tech space in Chicago was starting to take off. Companies like Groupon had just recently done their IPO, and the community was starting to be really dynamic and vibrant. And there was a ton of parallels between the music business, what it was in the 90s, and the tech space, and what it had become. And I just found, a home in the dynamics of that, and started to, go to meetings and go to investor pitches, and met these guys from Live One and fell in love with the product and came on board as first director of partnerships. And then we embarked on a CEO search for about a month, and the board approached me and said, hey, we think, you know the most about cultural movements and the monetization of those movements. Would you be interested in coming on board as CEO? So I took the plunge. That was about 14 months ago, and I haven't slept since. So. And
has music been a source of inspiration for you with your current role as CEO of Live One?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of parallels between the music industry and what it was in the tech community. So yeah, I think, what we're looking at is just the migration of culture into digital, the subsequent monetization of that. How do you create economic models out of those algorithms? Much like we did in the 90s. I mean, the 90s were really just the monetization of a cultural movement with the inception of MTV, video becoming a big part of the consumption, and really, examining the culture and figuring out ways to monetize it. And that's really what we do at Live One. We create a social media application called Crowdsurfing that attaches to live stream video. It creates a digital arena, an environment in which live streaming can be successful. People can communicate much like they do in the physical space, and in doing that, we can drive economics. And your company has raised about $4 million, you said? That's correct, yeah. And I have to ask, do you think investors ever approach your company with a little bit of skepticism? They're saying, well, Jimmy Chamberlain's Smashing Pumpkins, what does he know about tech? I think that's a valid point, but I think, there's the one thing I do know is how to work hard, how to throw my whole self into something. I understand the algorithms around technology. I understand how to build a business. My partner and I ran a global international business that was the Smashing Pumpkins for 25 years. Absolutely. So I know a lot about that. I don't know a lot about international commerce. So yeah, I think, there's some murk here and there, but I think, the creative part, certainly the dynamics surrounding the space, and just the willingness to learn, I think, is a huge part of it.